Fajitas are some of our favorite things to eat, and I'm going to tell you how to even take a cheap cut of meat and make it nice, tender, and flavorful. That's right, guys. Fajitas are absolutely amazing. It's nothing like going to a restaurant and then bringing out that sizzling hot pan, that cast iron skillet of fajitas to the table. And I don't know about you, but that gets really expensive eating out all the time. And, you know, I don't like to do it. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to take an inside skirt steak, a cheaper cut, a cheaper grade of meat, and make it nice and flavorful, probably better flavored than that you would have at the restaurant, but also make it nice and tender so you're not chewing for an hour. I started off with just some inside skirt steaks. These are just select grade from Walmart. I mean, nothing fancy, not a high grade cut, just a Walmart select grade inside skirt. I'm taking them out of the package, and I'm going to go ahead and marinate these. Now, I'm going to be using nothing but Texas oil dust seasonings and marinade and everything else today. And I know just by using it in the past and getting awards for my steaks in the past by using it, it's absolutely outstanding. And I really enjoy Aaron's products over at Texas Oil Dust. So that's what we're using today. I'll also put a link down below where you can order your own Texas Oil Dust product. The best secret to making something extremely tender like a fajita meat with an inside skirt steak is going to be pineapple juice. Now, believe it or not, pineapple juice is used to make a number of things extremely tender because the enzymes in the pineapple itself will allow it to break down and make it really tender. Now, this isn't something that we can leave overnight because it'll just turn into mush and then eventually just nastiness. You don't want to do that. But this is going to be a 1 hour marinade, and I'm going to show you how we do it. I like to make all of my injections, my marinades, everything liquid for all of my cooks in a shaker cup. I think it's just easier. It's easier to clean up. It's easier to contain and all that good stuff. Inside a shaker cup, I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of pineapple juice. And to that, I'm going to add a whole can of beef consomme. Beef consomme is absolutely outstanding. It is something that if you're making something beef and you're using a marinade or an injection or a brine and you need to add something instead of beef broth, I use beef consomme and maybe a little bit of water. 1/4 cup of pineapple juice, a whole can of beef consomme, and we'll add 1/2 of a can of water at the end of this. But to that, we're going to add a heaping tablespoon of Bullseye from Texas Oil Dust. This is Aaron's steak marinade, and it is outstanding. And then we're going to add approximately 1/3 of a large onion. Just chunk it up, throw it in there, and get it shaken up. Once you got that all mixed up and together, what I like to do is I'll take my steak and I'll put, if I'm doing 2 of them like today, take one and put it inside of a Ziploc bag and then pour some of that marinade over it. And then take the second one and place it in there and pour the rest of it over it. Make sure you get all those onions in there because you want all that great flavor that they have to offer. And make sure it's all nice and mixed up. Get all the air out of that bag as much as possible and then sit it in the refrigerator for 1 hour. After 1 hour, it's time to go ahead and light up the grill. Now I'm going to be using a fire cup. This is actually one that I made. I've been experimenting with making my own fire starters, and this is something that I came up with. And I know they have some great products out there, like with Tiger McCool, and his burn much longer than these, but I just wanted to see if I could make some myself. Start off with a fire starter, and then I used Smokey Woods lump charcoal. I'm going to leave a link down for these people down below because let me tell you, Smokey Woods is awesome. They have wood splits, they've got wood chunks, they've got wood chips, they've got wood pellets, all the above. If it has to do with wood and cooking, Smokey Wood has it, and they've been absolutely amazing. Their team has been great to me. They did send this out to me. They didn't pay me at all. They just gave me some of this stuff and told me to use it and enjoy it, and I am absolutely enjoying it. But also looking inside of this bag, these chunks are uniform and large. It's outstanding. In our Weber kettle, we're going to throw our fire starter down in the middle, open up the bottom vents all the way. Now you can see I need to clean my grill, and I know I preach about that all the time, so it's definitely on the list to do very, very soon. We're going to throw the lump charcoal on top of that and get it lit, and we're just going to let it set for about 15 to 20 minutes, and by that time, these steaks are going to be ready to pull out of the marinade, pat off with a towel, and then hit with our rubs. Now I'm going to be using, again, Texas Oil Dust rubs, and I'm going to be layering zesty garlic with black gold. These are 2 amazing flavors. If you're not a member of the Kings and Queens of Texas Oil Dust products on Facebook, make sure you become a member of that page because I asked them specifically last week, hey, I want to make fajitas. what is the best flavor profile to use on this. This was overwhelmingly the top suggested combination of flavors, and let me tell you, it was the right one. So we're going to get these patted off with a paper towel. We're going to layer on these flavors, first with the zesty garlic, then with the black gold, both sides of both of them. Then we're going to take the remaining part of that onion that we used in the marinade, and we're going to take it outside and clean the grill off. First, we're going to scrape it down with a little bit of foil, and then we're going to kind of oil the grill somewhat with the onion, and then toss a little bit of that onion into the grill. The rest of that onion, see, we just make one slice off of that onion, and then we're going to kind of rough slice the rest of it, and we're going to put that in a foil pouch with some butter and black gold, and we're going to throw that on the grill as well. And then that piece of the onion that we sliced off along with some of the skin, we're going to throw that in the charcoal. I think that gives it an amazing flavor. The aromatics that it gives off during the cook is outstanding, and it's just a really authentic flavor that you just can't beat. We're going to be using some tips from Arnitex, that flippity flip, just keep flipping method, because we don't want to lose any moisture. This isn't the greatest cut of meat. It isn't the highest quality of meat, and we're going to keep flipping every 2 to 3 minutes. Just as that moisture starts to get to the top, before it starts to pool, we want to flip it over. And like I said, we're going to be doing this every 2 to 3 minutes until we get to an internal temperature of about 125 to 130 degrees. This takes us about 6 or 7 minutes. It doesn't take long at all on a nice hot grill, and they look absolutely amazing. So while we're letting these sit to the side, we're going to cover them up, and we're just going to let them rest for a little bit, and those onions are going to continue to cook. So about 5 to 10 minutes later, I'm going to pull the onions off. I'm going to open up that full pouch, let them cool off a little bit, and by that time, our steak should be ready to slice up. Now, remember, with fajitas, because they are a very high fibrous meat, and you're not cooking them for a super long time, you're cooking them like a steak, like I said, 7, maybe 8 minutes tops on the cooker. You really have to make sure that you cut against the grain. Now, the grain's running long ways on this longer piece of meat, so I am going to cut it into 2 or 3 sections before I start making slices for our fajitas. And that way, it's just less chewy in the mouth. It has a better mouthfeel, but also it's just more edible. I think it just eats a lot better that way. Get it all sliced up, and let me tell you guys, the flavor on this is outstanding. And for such a cheap steak, it's a cheap steak. It is dirt cheap. It is tender, it is flavorful, and it is moist. And let me tell you, even my kids ate all of the fajitas that I made them, and I think your family's really going to enjoy it. Now, you can add extra garlic to the marinade. I like to throw a couple of cloves. I just didn't have any on me, but I'm telling you guys, this flavor profile and this combination worked out so amazingly. I can't wait to do it again. This is probably my 2nd or 3rd time that I've done something very similar to this with Texas Oilless products, and I think that's going to be my go-to from now on. Guys, if you got anything from this, make sure you hit that like. If you aren't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I know a majority of you guys aren't subscribed, and that's cool, but if you wouldn't mind helping me out, go ahead and subscribe, hit like, and comment down below how much you like fajitas, and if you've ever tried Texas Oilless products, and what your favorite thing from Aaron is. As always, guys, drink more water. I love you.